What's up, my people? What's going on, my people? What's going on? Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. I don't know what's going on. They done switching us on. They done switching us on us. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome y'all to the one and only. Welcome to the Bernard Brown Show. Thank y'all for tuning in. I know y'all can be somewhere else, but y'all know I'm better than 60 minutes. I'm better than 60 minutes. And we're going to have real talk, real conversation. And man, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this him. Y'all been waiting for this him, man. Boy, it's going back to back. It's going back to back. We had the one and only. Y'all know who we had. No, it's triple threat. We had the one and only. Y'all know. Then we had the one and only. Y'all. Now we got the man, the myth, the one and only. We got this here. Let me bring it up on here because I got to put this up here. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Dr. Jamal Toure, great shooters, all the way from where we came from. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the one and only Great Shooter. What's going on, Great?
We in the house, baby. We in the house. We right here chilling. Bam, with America in the house. America in the house. Bam. And he said, straight shooter. Bam, I'm gonna do this right now. Bam, 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 bam.
That's it. Hey, boy, that's the right name. That's the name I came from, Straight Shooter. You gonna keep it real.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this, and I wish, because I had plans for you. See, but for me having to come back on this side right here, I already have my clothes ready, and guess what? I had my concoction that while you was talking to me, I was gonna be making me some nut juice. I was gonna be making the nut juice, and so that's why I was gonna be like, you're gonna be like, what's that? Tell my people that they said, I said, I'm making the nut juice right here, and then I was gonna be pouring the nut juice, saying, yeah,
boy, y'all. Let me just say y'all right now. Oh, this gonna be a good 1 hour, but this gonna be one of the best hours you probably never had in your whole life. Like I say, man, brother, I'm glad that you took time on your Sunday just to sit down with me. We got a lot to talk about. You know, it's part 1 and part 2. You know, it got to be, man. We can't get all this in damn 1 hour, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We go part 1, part 2 with the one and only Dr. Jamal Toure, Straight Shooter. Y'all check him out. That's gonna be his next book coming out. Straight Shooter, and he's shooting it. He's shooting it. You know what I'm saying? So my brother, first thing first. Are you a politician or are you just an activist?
Activist. You know, and you bring up, you said politician, because, you know, I get into this with people, you know, like I came to this proverb, I tell people, politicians are not your friends. Politicians are not your friends. Public servants are your friends. And so, you know, I tell you, I'm a public servant. So I'm not always elected public servant, but those of us who do for people, you know, so yeah, I'm straight up, because politicians, you know, they flip-flop on you. They switch up on you. That you and then they play the games, or they also excuse stuff that they know is wrong. But because they're politicians, they're more concerned about getting their position and staying in their position. So yeah, so you know, activists.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought it. I'm glad you break it down, because some people really, you know, got you confused, and that's why I brought it up. They more thinking you of a politician because, you know, you are who you are. I mean, you run and tell that you are one of the. Your face is all over the place in Savannah, Georgia, and not just in Savannah, Georgia. It's all over. I mean, you my great friend, and I just want to, like I said, I want to interview people that a lot of people got questioned about. and you don't need to be talking behind somebody's back. Oh, what about Jamal this and no. I'm bringing the man to the show. He's gonna answer everything that you gotta ask question for. And that's one. Yeah, go ahead.
I tell folks this, just like even earlier today, some people want to do some stuff with me, and they like, I tell them the stuff. I said, we keep it simple. I said, it's all simple. I said, listen, if you ask me a question, if I know the answer, I'm going to tell you the answer. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to let you know we don't know. I mean, I told her, I said, it's just that simple. I said, so I ain't sweating all this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you make it all simple, and that's what the bottom line is. It's just being real about it, because guess what? That you're wasting time when you keep trying to lie. Mm-hmm. Wasting time when you got some other things that probably pressing that you need to focus on, have that energy on.
Yeah. And you're right. My thing is, I like people to tell their own story. I like people to tell where they came from. I'm not going, say, hey, tell me this. No, I'm going to let you tell your story. I'm going to let you write your story. And this what the next question is here. Tell me about your upbringing. Tell me about your upbringing and your background, and tell me, I know you have a daughter, and let's talk about that. Tell us, not the activist, but tell us the person, the man, the father, the son. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna answer it, and so I'm gonna tell you what's so funny is that you asked me this question, and so now I'm gonna get like you. I'm gonna get like how you get. Because I did this last week, and what happened? I was in my bathroom last week, and I had to go speak at Hilton Head, at the Hilton Head School over there, and so because I had all this other stuff in my head, and then something hit me and said, "No, stutter." And I'm like, and I'm standing in the mirror looking at myself up there, and it says stutter. And so I said, I'm here to tell you about this little boy. And so the deal was, when I was little, I stuttered. Mm-hmm. So I was going to get like you, because see, now other people, like I'm absolutely, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm absolutely surprised, and so I'm letting it out on your show. Mm-hmm. Most people don't even know that about me. People see me today, and people have these ideas and have these thoughts. They never knew that I stuttered. I was and so when I was on Hilton Head, I was doing. I said, because I grew up Hilton Head and Savannah, and I said to folks, I said to those kids, I said, and I did that, and I said, and this little boy, and one of the things, the other day I had to do this for some other people, because I had some kids come from Atlanta. In fact, Ron Clark Academy, I had them on the tour Tuesday here. So then I add the other element. I said, the other thing for me too is that there are times that I couldn't walk, that literally I got cramps. I got severe cramps. When I'm little, used to get severe cramps. So I used to have to walk around on my knees at times. I had severe cramps. Not only that I only understand now what it was. My nose would bleed. And it was just bleed. But I realize now it was allergies that I had. And when I was Hilton Head, I was doing the stuttering, then I was doing it, achoo, achoo. And the kids like, oh, bless you. I'm like, achoo. And I did that like 8 times, because that's how it was for me. And so I said, all that right there, that, other people, all right, you got this kid that stutters, and that it ain't like, just a little stutter. It's like, Gerald, I'll be like, Bernard, you'll be like that. And then, but we outside, we playing, and then at times, bam, my nose just, bam, start bleeding. People like he overheated. Other people say I overheat and stuff like that. But like I said, now I realize with allergies and B like I said, I never told anybody no, publicly. I never said anything like that because there's some people who see me now who knew me when I was little and younger, and they said to me at times they're gonna say, "What happened to that little quiet little boy?" I told him, I said, "He's still there." But even though all that, even going, me walking on my knees, me having severe cramps, other stuff like that, nose bleeding, all that other stuff like that, having that stuttering. I said, guess what? My world around me didn't make me feel strange. My world around me showed me love. The world around me gave me, they didn't make me feel like something's wrong with that. I couldn't make a C at one point. Just literally, I could write all my alphabets, but the one thing I couldn't make a capital C because in my mind, it was this block that for me to make a capital C. And so, and this one teacher says, she said, he gets it. He just does it his own time. Mm-hmm. Whereas I realized, and I told people this like over 10 years ago, I said, if I was in the school system today, they'll probably put me in classes that saying that I had a learning disability or something like that. All that other stuff. But, like I said, the world that I grew up in, totally different, because it was always positive. And so with that, and that's why I said my family, my parents, my grandparents, my uncles, my aunts, they put stuff around me that I was taking it in. And so now what that happens though, even with me stuttering and all that other stuff like that I was looking at stuff. I was looking at stuff in Savannah and I was realizing, and this as a kid, I'm realizing like, wait a minute, them people over there talking, but they ain't talking about all the stuff that I see in my own world. Mm-hmm. Stuff that I was seeing on the west side of Savannah. I said, but they got these people out here, they the one doing all the talking. And I'm like, and they doing the writing. And I'm like saying, as a child, I'm saying, I see more than them. And it got me, I'm having some issues with that. Because I'm like saying, then I'm on Hilton Head and they're getting these people talking, but I'm like, look, I'm like saying, like, wait a minute. I see more than, why they ain't talking about that? And then that's when it hit me. Bam. You expecting somebody else to tell you who you are. You expecting somebody else to tell you about your place. They're like, no, it's not. It's on you to do that. And so as a kid, that didn't hit me. Now I talk about this was for me as a kid. So I'm not like on that pathway now, like saying, okay, the stuff that I see. So you're talking that straight shooter stuff, that goes for me from being a kid, because I was watching stuff and seeing in this world around me that these were people that would talk about stuff, but didn't know what the hell they were talking about. They were talking about stuff that they were still leaving so much out of it that I'm like pertaining to me and my community, my people. And so, and all that. So eventually, of course, I stopped the stuttering. The allergies ain't no more nosebleed and stuff like that. But then the cramps, like, hey, that's why I drink a lot of fluids. Because I was dehydrated. I'd be out there sweating, not drinking. And that's why for me, it's like, hey, my family, was extremely important to me. And when I say my family, it's not just my blood family, but it was the neighborhood. It was the people in the community, people in Dodge City. I tell people, I said West Side. I throw that up like that. I said, but it was that world right there that they didn't make us feel, like left out. Mm-hmm. So my brother, so that's the thing, like I said, I think about that. And my cousin said to me, because my cousin was the one who had me come speak over Hilton Head. She said, hey, I'm so glad you did that. She said, because a lot of these kids over here, they get bullied. They get bullied for that type of stuff. She said, and for you now to get up, stand up there and speak about that, and then say that's who you were, that now tells some of the same kids being bullied, I can be like him. And that was I told her, I said, Fakita, I said, I only thought about, I said, I had some other stuff I was going to do. I said, it just hit me when I'm standing in the bathroom looking, and I'm like, it says stutter. And she said, that was divine. That was God talking to you. She said, some of these kids over here need to have heard that. She said, and I kind of tell you had switched up what you were going to do. And I was like, yeah. I said, because I wasn't going to talk about no stuttering and my nose bleeding, me having cramps and all. I wasn't going to talk about none of that. I said, yo. And when she said that, I'm like, okay, because that's the Most High. So that's why you got to be a straight shooter if you say you follow the word of God for the people, not for me, for the people.
Yeah. And I like last week we had the one and only Juju Hall, and I was saying, "Hey man, I'm nervous. To do this interview." And boom, okay. With you, man, it was more. It's like I'm not nervous. I'm excited. I'm excited because I just want my brother to get his just due. To get his just due. I think we've been knowing each other maybe about maybe 7 years now. You know what I'm saying? And I see, I see you just need your just due. You just need your just due, period. And I'm here to make sure and people out there see you and see a different side, because what you just said, I guarantee I didn't know. I guarantee nobody didn't know. And the way you run your mouth, you wouldn't never know that was your hey, come on, it was like Forrest Gump with his legs, man. Hey, Jamal, hey, he had bricks on his leg, you had bricks on your mouth.
And you for real, and that's true, because some people would never ever think that, would never ever, and that's why I was like, hey, like I said, let me go ahead and put it on out there. So that was them young kids, that first grader through that fifth grader, understand that, hey, that's who I am right now. But guess what? I can change. It can turn another way. And so and I can be just like him. That's right. Yeah.
So my next question, and I don't know if everybody know, but maybe you, but let's talk about your princess. A lot of people don't know that you have a daughter.
But
you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know. So let's take a good 5 minutes. Let's talk about your princess, your heart, your soul. You do what you do because of her. You know what I'm saying? And that's just knowing that having one daughter, like I have one daughter, you got one daughter, and they are heart and soul. So let's talk about her for a minute.
She's 23 years old. No, hold up. Yeah, she's 23 years old right now. They're going to think back, 2002. So 23 years old. Excuse me. Something I told her last month. I said your name. I said your name means that you're a leader, and that's a part of it. That's saying that wanted to infuse in her that she's a leader, that she is a fighter, that she got the abilities. She got the ability to lead people and to not be a victim, because what happens so often, this world will victimize you. And my thing is that I want her to understand that you got that in you, and that sometimes when it comes down to it, just keep going forward. You may not have the exact answer right now, because a lot of times I don't have the exact answers, but then as long as I keep going forward, then those blessings come along, and that's what it's about, the blessing. She's an excellent cook. That's one of the things that people have seen me do a video about her, how, in fact, what's so funny today, I went and got a cabbage from the field, at Promised Land, got it, which I had a cabbage that was huge cabbage, and she saw the cabbage. She said that cabbage could feed the neighborhood. And so I gave her the cabbage. I mean, let her and my mama decide who's going to cook the cabbage. So she decides she's going to cook the cabbage, and that's like the beginning of January. And I said to myself, yo, she ain't calling about that cabbage yet. Let me tell her, this is the end of January. I'm like, let me find out from her about, hey, when you gonna cook the cabbage? She was like, oh, I done ate the cabbage. Because it's your show, I ain't gonna use the language that went through my mind when I was
hey, be good.
Like, what's this? in my mind, I had already imagined how the cabbage was gonna be tasting and what type of seasoning was gonna be on the cabbage. I was gonna be just like I was still having all that in my mind. So when I'm out there in that field and I'm on the phone, and she lets me know that she done ate that cabbage. I'm like messed up. I'm like, this is wild right here. But yeah, I'm like, she's my daughter. And so I'm just like, oh boy. And then I'm gonna say that she get that from her mama. She get that from her mama. So I'm just like, yo. And so I told her, guess what? This other cabbage I'm getting right now, I'm making sure I ain't giving to you to cook nothing. Because then what happened, if not maybe go back and reflect on other stuff I had given her, I thought the stuff probably was in the freezer, that she was freezing the stuff. But now I realize that she done went and fed her mama and her grandmama them. So that's what I had said. I'm thinking like, hey, wait a minute, she gonna look out for me. She gonna cook. Cause like I said, she was a great cook. That she was gonna, I was gonna get that dish and be like, yo, okay, bam, thank you. Now I realize, no, now I've been giving the stuff, thinking that I'll be able to taste some of it. I'm like, no, I can't taste it. I'm like, I have a better chance with my sister, Keisha Gibson Carter, who when I give her the stuff, she gonna fix the stuff and make sure I get a plate of some of it too. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, so that's how my daughter rolls. And I just have to deal with it. Because again, see my daughter, I said, hey, that's what it's about. And she be having her plans with regards to stuff, and I told her, I said, hey, because for me, what happens is that I constantly still look at her not as a young lady, but I looked at her as being that 5-year-old, that 6-year-old, that 8-year-old. And then I had to like transition in my mind, like, oh no, this is no longer a girl right here, that this is a woman right here. And so it kind of hits me with regard to that, because my mind is always thinking, reflecting back on that, the little girl. And so then I think about, I say, well, hell, that's how probably my parents have felt, my uncles don't felt, and that is something, even just to tell you something funny, or not that I said something funny, that look, our opening, we had a crisis in my family last week. And so I had to be right there also because of the crisis that was happening, and bam, the family, we all right there. And so, and there was some people called to the scene. And so then they said, who is that? I said, that's the sister right there. Then say, who is that? I said, that's cousin right there. Then who? I said, cousin right there. I said, you? I said, I'm a cousin. And then like, y'all got a bunch of cousins. I'm like, yeah. So and everybody's right there. They're like looking at it,
right?
And so then one of my cousins on Hilton Head talked to my uncle Hilton Head. Where Jamal at? So because they calling him. They were like, well, you the oldest male in the family. They like, where Jamal at? Then they like, wait a minute, Jamal right there too. Because I said, make sure you tell my uncle right there. Because what was so funny, I was saying to myself, like, my uncle essentially saying, all right, yeah, I might be the oldest male in the family, but guess what? With some stuff going on here, in this part right here, if it's in Savannah or in South Carolina, guess what? I got these designees. I got these princes that are supposed to be there right now. I need these other sub-chiefs in the family that now make sure that they're too. And so, and I tell you, it hit me like, I'm like, damn. So that means we're almost like patriarchs right now. But when you think about that, you think about your grandfather, you think about your father, your daddy. I'm like saying, damn. So that's why I said, yo. So Uncle David basically like saying, if something happened in Savannah, he expecting me and my brother them to be right there, to make sure everything is straight, or my sister them to be right there saying like, okay, listen here. We can't get over there, then y'all got the responsibility to handle it. And so guess what? That was a mind-blowing transition in my mind too. A revelation that just within the past 7 days, I'm like, yo, I'm like, so I'm like, so it comes down to it. Anything happen to our family, they expect it. And just like family members like saying, hey, people saying from law enforcement to emergency personnel, they were like, they like, y'all got a real supportive family. They like, as many of these cousins right here on this street right here, y'all just show everybody right there. I'm like, yeah, that's how it is. I said, because we just ain't like cousins. We like cousin brothers, cousin sisters, I said that's how it was. So it like, and so I'm like saying, but now it means that we got some responsibility. And so that made me think, like, I gotta make sure I'm in a position to make sure I'm there for the other family members, at least be there for whatever. Because what was funny, I was doing the stuff when I was there. One of my cousins, the one was having an issue. He was like, I'm gonna fuck you up, Jamal. I'm gonna fuck you up. So I just bust out and laugh, you know. I said, hey, you just gonna have to do that. You just gonna have to do that. And so then what happened, he and I talked. He said, man, cuz I appreciate that. I appreciate
right.
Man, it's that stuff. I'm like, hey, I said, man, it's love. I said, we family. I said, that's what we gonna do. I said, but yeah, he said, cause I call everybody. He's like, yeah. He said, yeah, because he kept saying, he said, I told him, yeah, I was gonna Jamal up, you know, and they were like, yeah, and people were talking, yeah, you kept after Jamal. I said, kept telling everybody, he told the police and everybody, yeah, he's not here holding me back. I'm gonna fuck him off. So I'm standing looking laughing. But again, family, we got an issue, we come together. We make it happen. We ain't sweating. I got and B, I tell you this is a part of the thing I used to tell people, and even in relationships and other things like that. I said, listen, I know the people out here, I know this world is going to try to destroy us and destroy me.
Mm-hmm.
So when we together, I don't need that inside. Mm-hmm. Me and you, I said, family members, I said, listen here, family, I know the outside world going to try to destroy us. That's what they going to do. So inside us, in our family, we don't destroy us. We don't do nothing like that. In a relationship, we don't do nothing like that. That ain't what you should be. If you're doing that right there, then that means we ain't got no relationship. You know, any type of relationship, that means, I know the world's gonna be our enemy. The world's gonna try to destroy us. So that, that's that mindset that I have with regard to that, and that's how I kind of function. That's how I function.
Right. And you're absolutely right. And on that, a lot of people want to F you up. And so now we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We want to welcome everybody back to the one and only Dr. Jamal Toure, straight shooter. Thank you for just taking your Sunday night, hanging out with me. I know you can be doing something else, drinking nut juice or whatever you do, whatever you do. And let's there go, bang. Like I said, I want to share. Everybody know I don't make comments. I make comments once the show is over, or do it, and I address all the comments because I think because we don't have limited. If we spend more time answering comments and everything, then we won't get through the show. But like I said, I want to thank you for just taking your Sunday out, hanging out with me. Man, you have shit. It may be a part 3. Damn. You know what I'm saying? You are a very interesting person. Some people, I always say, people always misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't know that brother, so why you talking about that brother? You know what I'm saying? You don't know me, why you talking about me? And one thing about us, we have thick skin. It's not about us. It's about the young lady, your daughter. You know what I'm saying? It's about her kids. And that's what we fight for. And people always, that's why I gave you the name Straight Shooter, because you're going to shoot it right and you're going to shoot in the right direction. You're going to shoot it in the right direction, and where it land, it just land. It just land, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So y'all share. So next question I got to ask you this. Why you fight so hard for the community that you live in, and they don't give you the same just due that you give them?
That's part of what I tell folks about. And I want to say this: true leaders are selfless. True leaders are selfless. True leaders are not selfish. True leaders are selfless, and because you understand, you putting yourself out there. And earlier today, that's why we were talking with a brother. I tell folks, when you put yourself out there, then you got to understand. You put yourself out there, and things can come at you. If you don't do nothing, then yeah, okay, then you're isolated, insulated. So if somebody just come bother you, then they're wrong for that because you didn't put yourself out there. But I said, but once you put yourself out there, even if it's a simple social media post, something you post on Instagram, or it's Facebook, and you got to expect something to come back at you, and it might not be stuff that you like. So hey, you put yourself out there. You put yourself out there at times because when I say you're a leader, because you're selfless, you understand that somebody got to speak up. Somebody got to speak out because, we see injustice, we see the wrongs. And for myself, that's a part of what happened for me that, I saw and experienced seeing what I thought were wrongs that were done to people. I tell people, can you imagine you walking down Bull Street, you and some friends just walking down Bull Street, and then a Caucasian officer comes up and pull over y'all right by a newspaper vending machine right there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you, at the Savannah Bank on Bull and Duffy Street. You had worked at Savannah Bank, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Savannah Bank, 10 years. For 10 years.
So right there, you done pull these little black boys over, and then you got us on the police car, and so not even in their own mind, not even grasping the fullness of it, that you're not harassing us, and we are kids. And that's stuff that, not to say traumatized, it's traumatic, but it's not like it's something that lingers in my mind. But what it does, it's a seed that is planted to say, people would do this. They will victimize us. And if people don't stand up and speak out against it, they will continue to do it. So that's a part of that seed. That's not the only moment, but that's a part of that seed saying, hey, listen, we got to stand up and speak out. And I tell people, the interesting thing that I made my own assessment about this. That when we go to junior high school, they call it middle school now, that my neighborhood, we were supposed to go to Kyler Junior High School, but they closed Kyler. So that we all think we're going to go to Kyler, and that's bam, but they closed Kyler. So then they sent my neighborhood with just this one West Side neighborhood that went from Anderson Street to Gaston, from MLK to Barnett. They sent us over to Myers. And so everybody at Myers, even other kids at Myers, like, y'all the only West Side bus.
Yeah.
Myers. They like, y'all only West Side, yo. And so then, but now what's interesting that, so the people who were at Myers are people who will later go to Groves. Go to Beach, Johnson, and Savannah High. So, but it was just this one bus. And I said to myself, they forgot about us. It's like we were a neighborhood that was forgotten about that. They made sure that all these, because all the other schools on the west side went to Mercer and all places like that, and they went to the west side schools, or they went to Wilder and all that. And so I'm like, they shipped us over to Myers, and so it was an interesting dynamic. And I feel to myself, they forgot about it. They didn't care about us over there. And now I'm getting more into detail with regards to it. When I drive through Savannah, and one of the times I'm driving down the street, and I see this little boy and this little girl, this lady who I'm assuming is their grandmama, and they go into the laundromat. And it hits me in my mind like, what is the future for that little boy and that little girl? Going to the laundromat with their grandmama. What's their future? Then I had to say to myself, what am I going to do to help with regards to that future? So that's the part of that major fuel in me right there to go and say, what can I do to help that little boy, that little girl with regards to their future? So that's a part of it. And then what I did for years, I worked with regards to homeless families, homeless individuals, and they either had to have a substance abuse issue, a mental health issue, HIV/AIDS. And so the people, when we work in this facility, and so what will happen, they would be counselors and all this, and case managers and all this. And I would tell them, I said, listen, when you finish working, you work from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. When you finish with these clients here, you go home to the South Side, or you go into Effingham County, you go into Bryan County, you go to South Carolina. I said, guess what? I see these people in Kroger's when I'm in Kroger's shopping. I see these clients when I'm in Forsyth Park with my daughters. I'm at cheerleading practice. I see them there. I said, I see them when I'm going down MLK, and I see them at the bus stop arguing with their girlfriend. I said, I see them. I said, so I can never escape them. So, and because I understand what's going on in their world, I got an obligation to look out for them. Because guess what I know, B, is this, that might be me. That's what I understand. That might be me.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm gonna wind it down to this right here, you know, because I know you got other questions. So
no, go ahead. It's you. It's your. You got it.
Like I shared that, and again, this is the first time in a public forum like this. Because usually I've talked about just individuals or when I've done some events, but not like in the public, like where we are right now is out there, that would be out there for eternity. That because what happened, I became like a resource with regards to homelessness and with regards to housing and things like that. And that's how, in fact, that was how me and Keisha Gibson Carter became so close, because she ran a homeless program, and then I'll be the one that's involved in getting people in their housing. And she'd be like, all right, Toure, Dr. Toure, I got this phone. I got a family, so. And so I'm like, okay, we ain't got nothing, but damn, let me check that. And so I would be doing that right there. So that's why me and Keisha laughed about it. She said, we did good work back then too, because I'm like, that's right, we were doing it. So one of the times, and so I have this young sister come in, and she is like 17 years old. She has a child, and I forgot, the child was like maybe 2 or 3 years old, and was now pregnant with another child. Her mother left Savannah, then went to Hilton Head because her mother got married. Did not let her know where she went. Her grandmother then left and went to Ohio. So she was living with the child that's going to be born with their father and his mother. And so basically the mother eventually wanted to get her out of the house. And so she comes to me about trying to get housing. So she's 17 years old. She dropped out of school. And so she got one child with her. Then she's pregnant with another one. And then she can't contact her mama because her mama, somewhere on Hilton Head, they don't know how to get in touch with her mama. And then her grandma has gone and left. And so she right there. And I just said to this sister, I said, you know, I'm talking to her. I said, I'm angry with you. I'm angry. I said, I'm angry with you. I'm like, I'm bothered. I'm angry with you. I'm like, I'm so mad with you. I'm like, how you let yourself get in a position like that? I'm like, and so I'm like, I am angry with you. And so I go through all that and I say that. And this sister says something. She said, that's a good thing that you're angry. So now I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? I said, what you mean by that? She said, if you're angry, that means that you care. She said, if you didn't care, you wouldn't be angry. Shit. That's why I tell people, it don't matter how old somebody is, you listen, you get that wisdom. So I'm sitting right in that office at 500 West Bay Street in the Housing Authority office, and I hear this young sister sitting right there saying that, like, she said, that's good. At least you care. And I'm like saying, damn, powerful statement that she hit me with. And that's something else that added to like say. So that's why now put them out there. So people see I'm acting a fool. And I'm doing all this right here. And I'm like, I'm doing all that right there.
Yeah.
If I didn't care, I wouldn't have none of those feelings like that. I wouldn't be concerned. I could just be like, oh, really? Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But because now I invested some emotion in this right here, and that sister gave me that science, and so from that moment on, I'm like, okay. That's why I'm not saying so. That's why I don't have a particular problem. And so that's why I say, yes, if I get fiery about something, then yo, you need, but anybody out there need to understand, if I'm getting fiery about it, then guess what? I'm vested in that right there. I'm feeling that right there. Because if I ain't feel it, I just be like, okay.
Yeah.
Shoot, fly, shoot. Yeah. So, and that's a part of it. That's a part of that drive, because again, being concerned, being that straight shooter is about being concerned, because I know that could be me on the other side. And see, I know I need to do good with other people. So then that way, because guess what? I might be incapacitated, but if I do something good for you, like say 10 years ago, and I not come to you and I'm all debilitated and incapacitated, you're going to think back like, you know what? When I was down, he lifted me up, or he respected me, because I might not even wash myself or wipe myself. But then guess what? Because you had that respect for me, I respected you. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No problem.
And my thing is this here. I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you, and I see you, and it's like, I guarantee you, people watching this show, and they like, because when people say back in the old days, when they say they're like, man, this brother done opened my eyes. This sister done opened my eyes. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't realize when we get angry, stop taking our anger like we damn fools. We're not no damn fools. We angry because we passionate about our people. We passionate about people. So I tell people, stop, running your mind about somebody that you don't know. And I tell people, I say, you know what? They say, oh, what you say? I say, I got 2 years of interviews that I'm lining up the people that I care about, because you're talking about them. Now I'm going to let them tell their story to you, even though you're going to still talk about us. But when you talk about us, you better put some positive on there. Because his name is Dr. Jamal Toure, the straight shooter. And he got a book coming out, Dr. Toure, straight shooter. And I already done gave you a book. Hey, Jamal, I done give you the title. So when it starts rolling in, can you throw me something this way?
That's right. That's right.
It's no other way that you can call yourself is a straight shooter. I tell it like it is. Sometimes we say things that people want to say, but too scared to say it. And that's what you do. And so at the end of the day, we were like, let me clear this shit up for you. So because you trying to tell my story, I'm going to tell my story right now before I leave here. And so we're going to move on to the next question to this here. Hey, you and we gonna pick it up on part 2, but I want to throw this out here on part 1. Inquired Mind want to know, are you single? Are you single?
Yeah, I am single, and of course, and we want love, because I tell them that's natural. Love is something natural. You ain't supposed to not have love, so we absolutely want love. We want that sister. We want that sister that, we can talk to, let our hair down, and just be real with. And now I'm saying, let her know the joys, let her know the not so joys, let her know the anger, let her know the happiness, let her know the tears, let her know all of that right there. And she be down with you, and it'd be mutual, the same thing. She let out her anger, she let out her joys, she let her love, her fears, and all that. Just be real, because, that becomes a struggle, because, because hurt people carry on a lot of that same hurt with them, and so are not able to cleanse themselves when they get with somebody else. And so that becomes the same thing. So I'm gonna say for men and women. And so all that does then, it also spreads a poison that then contaminates other people. And so all of us at odds with one another. I might say, listen here, We ain't supposed to be on one another. We supposed to be building one another up, being there for one another, in whatever capacity, it ain't got necessarily be financial, or it could just be spiritual. I'm saying spiritual, that personal, right there, understanding. And we all understand, and we know how we are. Ain't about what the world says, ain't about what social media says. It's about what we say and what we're comfortable with, and especially, and I say this in the sense of, especially when we're not causing harm to one another, not causing harm to one another, not causing one to be in pain or in anguish or to be abused, like saying no, and that's what it's about. And being comfortable with being able to be taught to one another. I tell folks, if I love you, I should be able to talk to you. If you love me, you should be able to talk to me. Even if something's going on with me, you're going, it shouldn't be a situation where you don't tell me that I got a book in my nose and we done been out together,
Right.
And you got concerned about telling me that there's a book in my nose. I'm like, yo, you could have told me that.
Yeah.
I'm like, if we down, you should, don't get caught by how I feel, because I asked you how think about how you would feel, It's like, no, I feel worse because I've been talking to you and other people with this book in my nose, and I ain't you.
Yeah. You're right. It's like when it comes to, and people need to understand this here, and you can piggyback on this. It's like, it's not about you being single. It's not about that. It's not about you having a soulmate. Everybody want a soulmate. I tell them, look here, I'm not looking for a playmate. I'm looking for a soulmate.
Right.
But I don't have time to give I don't have time to put 110% in the relationship. And I know you don't have time because we so more focused on making sure other people's lives is better. Our daughter lives are better. Our family lives better. When it's time for us to have, when it's time for us to have a soulmate, that means the fight is over. Everybody is happy. And now we can go run off in the sunset and enjoy our life, And I think you feel the same way. You know what I'm saying?
And so I want to throw it out there and saying that, and I wouldn't mind if she got the same type of spirit too, the same thing that she out there. And see, because it's all mutually beneficial. Because see, then we respect one another, because I've been in relationships where, and that because people see the work that we're doing, they understand it, but then they're having an issue with it. Now initially it may seem like it was all right, but later on, then it's like it becomes an issue. And you're like looking like, wait a minute, this what I do. I've been doing this. You know that. And then you like trying to say, listen, I love you, but and so you start getting, so people then think they're gonna change certain things, they like it for that moment, but so it's like saying, hey, because how I've always been like this, if I'm involved with you and you got something that you want to be down with that you're looking at doing, guess what? I'm gonna support you in that. The reason why I do that, because that's what I want in return. So if I do that for you, guess what? Then I want that in return. Like saying, hey, that he's down for me, he will go and do it. Hey, if I say I want this right here, this is what I want, this is my plans, or this is what I want to go and do, he gonna support it. Cause I had a sister, she wanted to do dance. So that was a part of her thing that gave her joy, dancing. So then what I would do, I have programs, bam, I'll put her on the program today.
Right.
It's like, so you talked about how she felt about that. And I'm like saying, yeah, but what happened, this world starts to come into play. And this world starts to come into play and it'd be like hitting your mind and all this other stuff like that. And so then it becomes hard for folks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that impacts relationships and all that, how we look at love.
Yeah. And that's a good point in the way you break it down, because people don't realize sometimes it takes somebody else to break it down for you to understand. And people don't realize I'm not going, and you the same way, I'm not going to speak on a relationship that I don't know nothing about, but I'm going to speak on a relationship that I know something about, and that's my personal relationship. And on that note, let's take a break and we'll be right back with the one and only, the man, the Nip, the straight shooter. We'll be right back.
Savannah, are you looking for some of the best Southern soul food? Then check out Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful downtown Savannah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know y'all got somewhere else to go, but it's not like spending the night with the one and only Sunday night in America with the Bernard Brown Show. And y'all know I'm better than 60 Minutes because I bring on people that I know and that I love and that I appreciate them putting all their heart and soul to make our place or make our country a better place to live. And I have the one and only, boom, Dr. Jamal Toure, straight shooter. He's straightening, he's shooting it. And I like I say, I appreciate it. This young man here. You know what? Let me say this, Jamal. It's like I think we've been on shows for about five and a half years. You know what I'm saying? We like a roller coaster ride, man. People thought we hated each other. People thought, man, those fools, they thought this, that. But when they see us, personally see us, they be like, those fools ain't even like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know with you, when we get around, man, you got braces back on your mouth. You don't say much. You love your chicken. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you love your chicken and you're going to take 3 plates with you. That's just how you is, man. That's just so. Like I say, man, I wanted people to see another side of you, and you are who you are. You are who you are. And like I said, man, y'all stay tuned. His book will be coming out soon. It's called Dr. Jamal Toure, Straight Shooter, only in America. And it's coming soon. And at the end of the day, so I have a question.
Yes, sir.
It's like, some people can say what they want to say, how they want to say about you, but you is you. Do you take any of that personal? Do you take anything personal?
B, I tell you this. What I gonna say this, or what usually happens. People say certain things. I'd be like this. I say, they know not themselves. They don't even know who they are. So how in the hell can they try to say something about me when they don't even know who the ones doing the talking? You a fool. You don't even know who you are. You got the audacity to want to. And so now, depends on certain times. I'll be like, I want to strike and cut their damn heads off. My thing is like, no, check this out. You got the audacity. To try to say something about me when that's the farthest thing. But then you got the audacity. I was like, okay, I need to strike because you don't even know who you are, fool. And so,
right.
Especially ones who think they're all that. Somebody who, ain't all that, they're still. I said, I ain't gonna sweat my energy on a gnat. What? You don't get concerned about a gnat like that. You plink a gnat, you hit a gnat like that. So you don't sweat it. But other people who think they know, they speak out and stuff, which I'll share this with you. because somebody said something during the campaign, like the mayoral campaign, aldermanic campaign. Well, people want to say something. Having one of my relatives, like basically something like, "Oh, don't be upset because when you ran, you didn't win." You know, I'm saying to myself, and so when they did that, basically I didn't went and like bam, had no more communication with them because I'm like saying to myself, "What?" It was like, "Fool, you don't even understand that what happened for me when I ran. I realized how much ass you got to kiss." Jamal can't do it. Jamal ain't down with that. Jamal can't be. I can't handle kissing ass. Kissing ass of people that I ain't got no respect for. So I might say,
Yeah.
why am I going to kiss ass of people that I don't respect? If
Yeah.
I don't respect this minister right here, why must I kiss his ass to get some votes? If I don't respect this person over here, why must I kiss their ass to get? That was the thing. But I'm like saying, so this person gonna go make it seem like, like I just got upset and once I had that, I was just shattered. I'm like,
Yeah.
I would say you would have been better served to ask me a question like say, why you never ran again? And then I'll be able to tell you, just like I'm sharing with you on here, because this
Yeah.
a public forum like this that's being put out by through the media, that now people realize like, okay, yo, he don't like kissing ass. And that's it. And and he probably if we were to tell him to run for something and he gotta go someplace to talk, that being that straight shooter, he ain't gonna be one kissing no ass. He gonna say like, listen, y'all are some damn idiots here. Y'all so damn selfish, such and so on. So be like, oh my God, he about to blow. That they were going to support him. So that's the thing. And so so that person, because I want to obliterate her with the guy who got it away. Yeah, I'm like, you say something like that, and I said, dude, you gonna put it out there like that for people? And so some people mind out there who are ignorant, they're gonna think that is like true. When the truth is, Jamal don't like kissing ass. Jamal has a hard time kissing ass. Jamal would rather like cut people up than kiss some ass.
Hey, you know what? Just trust me. This been one of I always tell people this here, we baking the cake. We keep baking. It's in the oven. We baking the cake. You know what I'm saying? Now, we about to put the icing on it. And before you put the icing on it, you miss something. You miss an ingredient to put in that cake. So the next question is, I miss an ingredient to put in your cake. And this is the last question for part one of the one and only Dr. Jamal Toure, straight shooter. Let's talk about the one, the prize, your princess that brought you in this world, your mother.
Be an interesting thing, so for me to talk about my mama, I gotta talk about my grandmama. And now I say my grandmama, that's my mama's mama. I tell people this, and I'm gonna tell you because again, tied to me in this world that I grew up in, I didn't hear people in my family per se talk scripture. Other people, they can go and pontificate what the word says, what the Bible says, all that. In my family, my grandmama ain't never quote no scripture to us. My mom ain't never quote no scripture to us. You know what they did? They lived scripture. They lived it. Totally. That's why for me, it's like it's even to this day. It's still I'm like confused and befuddled. When people start quoting Mark and Corinthians, such and so on, and I'm like saying to myself, like, yo, my mom and them, they lived it. They manifested. My daddy manifested, and so that's on with regards to I'm just saying my mom, and then on my daddy's side, my grand aunts, because I never knew my grandmother, my daddy's mother, because she passed away from tuberculosis, so I never got to know her. But my grand aunts were right there; they were the ones who got him, and so again, that they never quoted scripture, that they lived it. They lived, we were their babies, and all that right there. So they brought the family in. So I would say that, it's my mother. My mother is an example, which I share this with y'all, that most people, when they meet my mama, they be stunned that I'm her child. And they be like, how did you have that? And she said, it's not on me. How did you raise him? Me and his father raised him such and such, so and so. But they get out and people laugh. And so what y'all gonna do this, because I've done this at churches. I go speak at churches and stuff like that, and they have a delivered sermon. My mom be right there. I said, let y'all know, I act like this because my mama locked me up in the closet when I was little. Locked up in the closet. And will only let me out when my daddy come home. When my daddy come home, that was she let me out the closet and say, I can't sit nothing to him. And so my mom would just sit there like this. And she'd be like, Jamal gonna keep doing that stuff. People gonna believe that right there. They're gonna believe that right there. Jamal she just sit there, just take it. And so people be laughing like, man, your mama's so sweet. Your mama this, your mama that, And so and so that's why again, I say this, I never heard my mother lie to anybody. Never heard that, because I'm like, that's, to me, that's just like powerful, now.
Right.
Her, you're like, again, to give her thoughts or something like that, but never lie. And I'm going to throw that to say, even with regard to my father, it's like, so it's just that, so my mother, these values right there, so I have to put my grandma up on a pedestal, because I'm saying my grandma gave it to her, my mama just continued it. And so that's why I say it's just powerful thing that they live the word more so. Because people talk about, they talk Sister Lee, Miss Evelyn, just like she just, they like a godly woman. So, and that's why, I have mad respect for her with regards to that. So yes.
Yeah. Well, definitely, man. It's been a great part one. I mean, let me tell you this: we're gonna have part one, part two, part three. I mean, it's been great Sunday to sit down with you one-on-one with the one and only Dr. Jamal Toure, straight shooter. And coming up on part two, we're gonna get into your profession, your run and tell lad, and your Our Black Media Network, Hot 21. We're gonna get in a lot on that on part two. But I thank you for just sitting down with me. And open up, because normally, you don't open up. I mean, one thing about you fighting for other people, but for you to sit down and open up and say things that people didn't know about you, I appreciate that, because you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I want everybody to share. I thank y'all. Like I said, I'll address the comments when I do, but this have been I can't wait to part two. I can't wait. And I appreciate you, my brother, and give me the last word.
I'm gonna say this to you. This is an absolute great show right here. I think your format, I think absolutely stellar, absolutely straight up. And so that's why I was like, hey, I'm actually use this as a form right here. Like, this is exclusive that's to America, that's tied to Bernard Brown show, because most people never ever, I'll say this, probably 95% of people who know me will even know some of this. And then 99% of people who know me have forgotten, if they knew someone, have forgotten about some of this right here. So that's why I like saying, hey, this is an opportunity right here to put it out there. So this is an exclusive for you. And so, and that's why I look forward to part two and being able to engage in conversation and give people some things that people don't know, but they think they know. So I thank you for that opportunity.
Yeah, most definitely, my brother. And you have a good night, and you go get you some nut juice. And ladies and gentlemen, hey, we out of here. Peace.
Like that.